So, welcome to Anthony White's board. I am Anthony White, the Orange Tie Guy, and I wanted to continue to do this. We had Veterans Day just recently, and ultimately I've been kind of swamped as far as busy, but I don't want to forget this. This is something that I thought was amazing, and I thought would be great to split it up into four different videos to make it more effective, more I guess detailed in the sense that I can focus it instead of having like an hour, conversation or even, taping of it. But anyway, we talked about basically the minimal effective dose is what Price Pritchett had said in his mind when he, or in his book that he wrote, Quantum Leap Strategy. And I love it because the first one was picking your aiming point, right? You have to kind of, pick your aiming point. The second one that he said that we're going to be talking about today that I want to address is he says this relentless. I love this word, relentless pursuit. And I love the fact that he uses this term because far too many people, in my opinion, don't understand this idea of, well, you got to put it all in, you got to be fully invested. You got to, have that fixed determination. You have to have your outcome or your desires of whatever it is that you're looking for, your constant, focus, vision, whatever it is, right? Tunnel vision, block out everything else. He says, when it comes up here to picking your aiming point, right? Pick that. And then you've got right here, relentless pursuit. And it's interesting because I kind of think of a stalker, right? I think about even using my analogy in reference to picking your aiming point, cheetahs, right? They blend in to the ground. And of course, if they're going after gazelle or whatever it is in Africa, they blend in. And even if you're on safari, they tell you, do not get out of the vehicle. Like you have no idea what kind of dangers are lurking because they blend in so well. But here's what's interesting is it's just that relentless pursuit. It's the fact that even if the gazelle like run off somewhere else, they will slowly, and I think it's interesting when you watch them, they'll slowly, relentless. They're constantly pursuing you. Vultures do the same thing, right? This is interesting because when I think of those animals, they need to exist. They need to survive. They need to live, right? Well, this is their source of meat. This is their source of existence to be able to, eat, have food, right? Well, if you're trying to make a living, if you're trying to, win somebody over, or at least, find that perfect someone for you, if you're trying to build a business, if you're trying to be financially independent or wealthy or whatever your goal is, right? You want to create a product. You want to be the best basketball player ever, right? I thought about this documentary I was watching on ESPN when it comes to Michael Jordan and ultimately the Chicago Bulls. But still, it was about Jordan and how he was relentless, and it was more for himself. Now, granted, when he got big and good and everything like that, he also held other people to a higher standard, and even new people that came into play. It's like you got to be on Michael's good terms, kind of a thing, or else, or else is really what it was. But I think about that relentless pursuit, relentless. I love definitions. I haven't, figured probably not the best thing. Look it up. Relentless, unceasing, not relenting, not giving up, constantly going. I think of the movie, right? Princess Bride. Like these people who capture this, supposed to be princess, right? They get away, and then all of a sudden, the man with a black mask or whatever. It's the fact that he will not relent. He pursues them in sailing. He pursues them up the rope. Nobody knows that she's being kidnapped. And what the heck? Who is this guy, right? He doesn't relent. And it's interesting because I've contemplated this with a lot of people that I've worked with over the years. And it's interesting because they don't want it bad enough. That's the truth of it. They don't want it bad enough. And I think about things in my own life where it's like, you know what? I have this measure, right? I've got this, if you will, and this is like the level of relentless, right? Pursuit. And it's this concept of I'm at the bottom here, and I say, you know what? If it requires this much effort or more, nope, it's out, see ya. Or if it's like, you know what, I'm willing to invest this much, but if not, nope, I'm out, see ya. Relentless is you're doing anything and everything to focus and pursue that objective, that goal. I want that so bad that I'm willing to, live on the streets, basically abandon my house and home and, car, sell everything, right? I remember wanting to, I had a time in Hawaii where I was going to school and I got bad grades. It sucked. University was not good to me my first time there because what I had done, unfortunately, and this was a great lesson learned for me, is that I went out and I tried to do all of these different things, right? I tried to have a job, be a student, went on student council, all of these different types of things to try and do all of this stuff to have this experience, right? I didn't have a focus. I didn't have a pursuit, right? I didn't have that pursuit. I wasn't looking at one gazelle. I wasn't, focused on that one thing, which was to get a degree, right? In fact, a lot of my friends in Polynesia, whether it's Hawaiian, Tongan, Samoan, Filipino, whatever it is, right, and even Asia, it's interesting that they use the term haole for white kids or Caucasians, and even haole is just a term for foreigner, right? Didn't matter where you were at, but you see a lot of Caucasian kids that are going to the islands and they're just going to have fun, just to go and surf and or do whatever it is, right? There was always a joke at school where it's like students would come in just for a term, which was 2 months, and they'd go for that term to do like underwater basket weaving, just so that they can justify going to school in Hawaii and saying they went to Hawaii school, blah, blah. Thankfully, I graduated from there, but there was a stint. I failed at my grades because I was trying to do too many things. Funny thing is I wasn't playing. I wasn't going to the beach. I wasn't going to any of this stuff. But here's the thing. I wanted to get off that island. I was so frustrated. I was so spent. I was emotionally drained and I felt like a failure and like it was bad. I had a huge, if you will, PTSD kind of experience. And when it came down to its simplistic form, I had a relentless pursuit to get off that island. I don't care. I sold everything I had. I sold my car. I sold my moped. I sold my everything, like I don't think my bed, I think my bed was in my apartment already, but like everything. I just said, Anthony White's fire sale. And I just sold it all. People would, I probably got 25% of what I actually spent there, but it's like help Anthony White get home. Simple enough. And I just wanted off and out. And it was interesting because I got enough to be able to get my plane ticket home. And no joke, it was probably within a 72-hour time frame. So it was almost $1,000 just to one way home from Hawaii to Utah. And it was just like, I want it out. I want to get off this island. I want to be done because this is going to remind me that you're a failure. You got terrible grades and this and this and this. And it was just like, nope, relentless pursuit. You got to have it. And I got to tell you, one of the coolest things is if you have a relentless pursuit after picking your aiming point, then you will go somewhere. That's the cool thing about it is you specifically will be able to find exactly what you want and you just focus. Relentless pursuit. I'm Anthony White, the Orange Tie Guy, and hopefully you enjoyed Anthony White's board.